Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies, and my name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and I'd like to welcome you all back to another Throwback Friday. This one's number 28. Now, if I mention any patterns during this video, all links will be up here and in the drop down box down below. If you could also give me a cheeky thumbs up and leave me a little comment as well, I'd really appreciate it. And now let's get on with the very first video for this week. Right, so this first video is Whips and Bits number 27. Now remember, I have cut into this video a little bit to remove bits that really are not interesting anymore, or where I've just gone off on a complete and utter tangent, because we all know I do that. Right, so here it is, and number Whips and Bits and number 27. Right, so what have I been up to this week? Well, let me think. No crochet. Well, that's a fib. I did a bit of crochet on Monday. I thought, I'm going to give it a go, and I spent about 20 minutes, and then I had a break, and then another 20 minutes, and then I had a break. I thought, I'm not going to just sit there and just crochet for 4 hours straight. And however much time I crocheted for was the amount of time I had a break for as well. So I tried to match it up, and I was doing arm movements and exercises and all the rest of it in the hopes it would work. And I managed to get this much done of a shawl. I'll show you the rest of it later. It's now been put to one side because, of course, after doing that, the following day it sent me back again. So I'm recording this on Saturday to be going out on Sunday. So I'm going to go for Monday and have a go at making a poppy. Something small, something that I know should only take me 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'm going to have to see how I go. That's going to be my test. So yeah, that's it for the crochet. It's really pants at the moment. But I was introduced to an app by one of my crazies. You know who you are, honey. Now this app, I'm not going to tell you about it yet, not until I've finished testing it, learning about it, and seeing if it's actually feasible. But what it does is you build up your pattern and then you can print it out. So when it comes to the C2C blankets that I seem to be slightly addicted to making at the moment, it means that there's the colour chart that I will build up, and then it does all the row counts for me. That's going to save me so much time, especially if it all works to plan. That's one of these ones, you can do it, but only certain things it will let you have at certain levels. So for a freebie, it will do me the chart, but then I have to cough up some cash for it to then do the counting up for me. Now, I think it was something like €3 for the month. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to test it out for the month and I'm going to get my money's worth. And so far I've redone the unicorn corner to corner, redone the cupcake corner to corner, the images anyway, and I have also done another 15 corner to corner images. Yeah, I got a bit addicted. I've only had the app 2 days, but this is a good thing because it means then that hopefully I will have a load of corner to corners for you, so maybe a new one each month, and then once I've built those up and made the videos for those and everything, then the patterns will be available for you as well, because I'll be able to download the image and the pattern count, and I'm just trying to work out how to put it all together in one download at the moment. Otherwise I'm having to download both and then squidge them together, which is a bit too complicated for me. Right, so I don't know if you can tell, I've got a bit of a croak in my voice at the moment. Flu season has hit this house. It started off with my daughter earlier on in the week. Came home with a stinking headache, sore throat, the snots, and then went into a cough. Well, of course, because of COVID, the school wanted her to have the test. So I tried to do an online, get the stuff sent to us, but because she was underage, I had to take her to a testing centre. And so of course I've taken her in, and I'm the one having to do the swab in the car. It probably took us half an hour to stop laughing. I'm reading the instructions, I knew what I was doing. Go to do the test, and I've got a swab that you have to rub on the tonsils. And of course, when I get nervous, I make silly comments. My daughter's got a very warped sense of humour like me, so she was biting back with other comments. A pair of us were crying with laughter. She's coughing her lungs up. And then we're having to let her calm down a bit so that I can actually do it. Finally get the sample done, sent off, or handed over to them, and it only took 48 hours to get the results back. They tipped up yesterday afternoon, Friday afternoon. So no, she's COVID free, which means we're all COVID free. This is just the flu. More snot and tissues, isn't it? Right. Liam update. The trumping has gone back to normal. He is not making the air in the room turn green anymore, thankfully. He's loving his charcoal biscuits as well that he gets. It was down to swapping foods as per normal. He has had to go back to the vet though, because last week he was an idiot when he was out walking with my husband. He was so busy watching a cat on the other side of the road and he was off his lead because he was in a field. And he was so busy that the cat moved. He decided he was going to chase the cat and run into the fence. Yes, as he's come away from the fence, he's limping. And so my husband sort of gave him a rub down, checked everything, checked his paw, thinking he might have caught a claw. No sign of any damage to his claw or his paw. So my husband gives him a few minutes and then starts walking him home. Or trying to. Well, the dog starts limping, and he's really limping. So my husband picks him up and carries him home. Now, he's only ever been carried home. This is the second time. First time was when he got a thorn in his pad. And he'd already caught one, and we'd got rid of that. And about 2 steps later, he gets another one. But I couldn't get that one out. I needed tweezers to get it. So I've had to carry him from one end of the estate to the other, basically, to the house. But I was lucky, he was only 5 months old at that point, so he was still quite diddy. Whereas my husband's having to carry this 3-year-old German Shepherd Collie Cross all the way home. I think it was probably about 500-600 yards, but that's heavy going when you've got a dodgy back, dodgy knees and a chunky monkey dog. So my husband gets him in and lays him on his bed and gives him a big fat fuss and says, "You'll be alright, mate, would you keep an eye on it?" Dog jumps up, runs out of the bed, grabs his ball, throws it at my feet, going, "Come on then, play." Little buckalugs. Well, we refused ball, and he went in the garden and he ran laps, and we called him back in because you're meant to be on a rest, mate. Next morning I take him out for a walk. He gets across the road. Now we live on a road where you come out of our house, you've got about 4 steps, then you've got the road. And we crossed the road, got to the other side of the path, and he starts limping. And we're talking big, dramatic limp. So I turn him around and bring him home. I'm like, "No, that's it, we're not doing a walk now. You can rest some more." Later on I tried him again. The limp was about 3 paces on, like when we got to the other side of the road, he'd start limping after 3 paces. So I turned him round, brought him home, tried him again a couple of hours later, managed to get to a patch of grass near us. It's like a bit of grass that they've fenced off, and you can get in through the gate and just take him for a walk. So it's quite a nice little secure bit, but it's nothing big. So I had him on his extender lead because I thought if I let him off this lead, he's going to run around like a headless chicken. So let him wander around on the lead and sniff and do his business, and then we came home. It wasn't limping until we got to the path by the side of the road to cross over to come home, and then he starts limping. And I'm like, okay, maybe he just twisted it. This has been going on all week. I take him out, he limps. My husband takes him out, he doesn't limp. And my husband's also noticed something else. He will limp on the way home. When he gets to that bit of the bush where he actually done the damage, we thought he'd done the damage in the first place. He starts limping, he starts giving you the "will you carry me" look. My husband says, "Don't be so flipping daft, mate." To which he starts plodding along, dancing as he walks. It's just like you cantankerous toe rag.
They are coming to get you, Liam.
Right, Royal British Legion update. This year it looks like I'm still, at this moment in time, able to man the tables as long as I can shift this flow. I'm hoping 3 to 4 days and I'll be clear, which will mean my shifts start on the Monday, not the Sunday. So I've got a good few days left yet to shift it, which I should be able to do. And then I'll be starting on the tables. Now I'm only doing the Monday to Friday slots, because of course the kid. And it looks like I'm on about 10 hours a day, give or take, because I've got a couple of people that are coming in to break it up for me, so that I'll have like an hour off to go off, do a bit of shopping or grab some lunch or something like that, or even just run to the loo. But it's looking like there's about 4 or 5 of us that are doing a main chunk stint. So sometimes we'll get to double up and other times we won't be. It'll just be one person on the table. So fingers crossed all goes well, because I haven't actually checked with my boss yet to find out if these new regulations that the British government have put in over the last couple of days, whether that's actually going to affect us for the collecting. If it does, we are finding another way. Now, please remember you can order things from the Royal British Legion Poppy site. I will put the link down below. They've got the normal website, explains what they do, what they collect for, how the money is used, and there's also a link to their Poppy shop where you can get the pins, the badges, the wreaths, the little wooden crosses as well. And they also do not just little wooden crosses but little wooden symbols for other religions as well. Sorry, I can't remember them all offhand. Normally I have it sort of sitting by the side of me. They have the bracelets, the plastic bracelets, and loads of other stuff. I will put a link up here to my Poppy, my Royal British Legion video that I made a couple of weeks ago. That shows you a few more of the items that you can get, but they have got even more than that, and the stuff on there is beautiful. And so if you can't get to a store, you can still get your Poppy that way. And they've also got other methods to help you help them collect some more money in. Because of course this year they're taking a massive hit because they're not able to man as many stores as they would normally do. Right, now I'm going to leave that one there because I don't want to sound like I'm preaching. So let's get on to the good stuff. Right, I received a gorgeous picture earlier on in the week from Colours from the Outback. She has created this little beauty. Oh my, you've really stitched yourself up there, haven't you? You're planning to just make one for you and now your mum wants one as well. You're going to be screaming my name not nicely by the end of this, aren't you? I think it's absolutely so cute and definitely deserves a giant squidge. I've also been sneaky this week. I am signed up finally for Instagram. I haven't the foggiest what I'm doing on there yet. It's my profile picture is the same one that I use on here, and my very first post was a photograph with me and the giant unicorn behind me, so at least then you'll know that's me. As I said, I've sneaked on. I'm still trying to suss out how to do it, how to work it, how to add all the extra bits I need to add. So it's just basically a work in progress, but it's another way for you to show me your photographs as well of anything that you've made using one of my patterns, which would be really cool if you could link me in it, if that's even possible. As I said, I know nothing yet. Crikey, that was really a big flare up for the arm, shoulder and stuff. That lasted a good couple of weeks and I did whinge about it quite a bit, but I was in pain. I still do get issues with the shoulder and with the hands, but as you've noticed nowadays, I do a lot more on camera, which means that I will be sitting here with my hands under the camera permanently, rubbing and exercising it rather than actually sitting and crocheting, because as soon as I start crocheting, the brain in the mouth stops talking. Oh, this was the video where I announced that I'd slightly become addicted to making patterns. There's at least 40 of them now, just to keep you going, just to keep you guessing. I will at some point have the shop open. I still haven't got around to it. You know what I'm like, I am so lapsed on it, so I'm trying to find a shop. But once I upload the information to it, it does it all for me, and I don't have to do much else apart from putting new items on for you. So if any creators out there have got any ideas on which shops work better, as in which ones you get to keep more of the profit from the patterns, please shove it in the drop down box, or find me off an email, or pop up on YouTube, on Facebook Messenger. You know I love you. And you know what? Liam still does it. Every time he walks past that fence, he stops, raises his paw and gives a "please carry me home" look. He's such a snidey little monkey. So colours, did you get around to making that second pillow? I don't remember receiving another picture, but you never know. It may tip up later on Throwbacks, where I've just forgotten that you've already sent it because you made it. Right, so now time for our next video. It's the Inside Crochet Magazine's back issue, and it is 118 to 112. Now I'm going to cut most of this out again like I normally do, so if you want to see the full video, it will be in the little eye symbol there and in the drop down box and down below.
Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies, and my name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady. So today I am going to be showing you some issues of Inside Crochet. Now I've got around 15 of these, so I'm going to be separating them up into shorter videos for you all. On today's one we have got issue 108, 109, 10, 11 and 112. Okay, so let's give you a little bit of information on these ones. So they are really chunky thick, quite a lot of nice pages, beautifully put together. Then we have got the information for you all. This is the Inside Crochet page where you can get your digital subscriptions, and they start from as little as $19.99 for 6 months.
Now actually what I've decided to do with this video set is just to play the whole section of this video, because the previous one I mucked up with the music and I'd placed the music over me talking all the way through it. So this time round I'm just going to put the music on that one little bit, and it'll be different music to the original video. And I pretty much say the same thing in this one as I have done in previous videos, explaining how it is laid out and how I like it and all the rest. And if you like the patterns, tell me and I'll see if I can find them elsewhere. So that sort of comment. But here we go. Here is the video montage section of this video. So there we go. I hope you liked today's choices. That is it for me for today. So I will see you all really, really soon. If you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. Ciao for now, everybody.